Clients will be fired, terminated.
Okay, so I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you, Carrie and Stu, for this incredible training for these wonderful people that are on the Zoom right now, the 5 for 500 earners from July. But before we begin, we need to say a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yep.
Very special here, Lauren Merrill. Ready, Carrie? Lead it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
to you.
Happy
birthday,
Lauren.
dear Lauren.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow, Carrie. Okay, wait a minute. Before we even get started, Mia, I am commanding you by the power of God that you're going to train Carrie how to sing a note.
I love when Carrie sings happy birthday.
She is
I
off
love
key.
it.
She is off key. It has got to be like
Stewie.
She is not.
Ears, a violin.
Stewie, I resemble that.
Oh boy, I bet you do.
To steal your line.
I love it. I love it.
And that's what makes it good. It's her.
Did you hear Mia's voice?
Aw.
I did not know if that was Mia or Marisa. Wow. It was beautiful.
It
made
was
me
Mia.
embarrassed.
Mia, go for it. Go for it.
Oh my gosh. My husband needs to come down and play the piano because I don't do
Oh,
that.
Awesome. Let's just sing.
Right.
Oh my gosh, we have.
Are we doing an encore? Are we really doing an encore?
Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
You
I would be
share a
more
birthday
like,
with Sherry Gillespie, Lauren.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
that's how Marisa would do it.
That's me.
Awesome.
All right.
Aw.
Anyway,
All right.
thank you so much. And for all of you that are on this Zoom right now, just congratulations for earning the 5 for 500 and this little incentive that many of the leaders created, which is really just a way for us to encourage each other in movement and action, in tips, and really sharing, how did you get that new customer? How did you get that new distributor? And there's no certain cookie cutter answer because we're all connectors. We're all professional connectors, and it takes time to connect. Some people are ready to do it right then and there, the first time they hear about it. And sometimes it takes years. So just really honoring you. And if you're new in LifeVantage, welcome. And if this is your first 5 for 500, incredible. Congratulations. So happy that you're here. And we're going to use some of your questions. I had some of my team feed questions so that we could share with Carrie, Dickie, and Stu Brodie some of the things that you would like to see. So if you haven't sent me a question, send me a question. And if we get time for those other questions, I will feed them through. But I want to edify and introduce, of course, Carrie, Dickie, and Stu Brodie and Carrie, Dickie. They
Don't say too much that we have to earn our way. Just brief.
Brief.
We don't care about us. We care about the people on this.
Well, we care about you. We care about you because we've learned from you.
Thank you.
And I know that you think just because you're at the top of our organization that we don't care, or I don't know, you provide so much value to us. And I can remember when I first met Carrie and I looked in her eyes and I knew I was going to do this business. And she knew I was going to do this business. And I didn't know how I was going to do this business, but I knew that Carrie Williams, I had as my mentor, and Maria and many others, the pose, I don't even want to go into all the details of my entire organization upline. I knew that they were going to they believed in me before I believed in myself, and I was just going to follow the system. So that's what I've kept doing. And I'm trying to help create leaders on my team and in LifeVantage and helping all people. So Carrie, thank you. Stu, thank you. Stu, thank you for saying yes to LifeVantage, because you said yes, Carrie said yes, and now we have this beautiful popcorn effect. So first of all, before I feed you questions, why don't you all share a little bit and then we'll get going on the training.
Okay, I'm just going to say very quickly as a correction that Carrie said yes before I said yes.
Really?
Carrie recruited me, yes.
Okay.
All right. I mean, no, I wanted to get on the product. I saw the video, but I was already involved in another endeavor. and I wasn't ready to jump ship. And so Carrie was in a place where if she saw the right thing, although she said she'll never do network marketing again several times, but then this is something completely different, right? So circumstances can change, and they change all the time. And when Carrie saw the video, I mean, she was very, very interested, as I was. And so we both went and met the president and the lead distributor at the time. And the rest is pretty much history. Carrie called me the next morning and said, Stewie, you got to sign up so I can get in. And I'm going, oh man, I'm already involved in something. How am I going to do? But
did you tell him it was 5 o'clock in the morning?
Was it?
That's what you do with your best friends. You call them at 5 a.m. and say, dude, sign up so I can sign up with you.
Yeah.
Because I never slept all night. So
for you all that don't really know us that well, Carrie is they call her the nuclear gal, but she is the fireball. And I'm kind of steady Eddie. You know, I put my head down and I just go to work. And Carrie is, I like to say, the Pied Piper. She just has a magnetic, I don't want to say magnetic personality, although she does, but she's got a magnetism that people just cling to and jump on board. I mean, you know, they don't even know what they're doing and they get involved. In fact, after they get involved, they call me and say, what am I supposed to do? So, anyway, no, that's not true. Carrie is.
Let me take over for a second.
You can't. I'm going to keep going. Look, this is only going to be 20 minutes long. So I just want to finish it up with 20 minutes. No, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me. No, I just want to say congratulations to Melanie Wakeland. I want to say that I don't know if Marco Rodriguez is anywhere in the house or if it just says Marco and Diane.
Yeah, I saw that.
Marco?
He's actually resting right now.
Okay, well, that's the good news. I'm really happy he's resting. And Diane, thank you for being here. And I cannot believe how handsome and healthy he looked, hooked up to all those machines. If you don't know, he just had a brain aneurysm, Marco Rodriguez, and he is recovering at the speed of sound. But even with machines hooked up everywhere, I've never seen anybody look so healthy in my life. So sending love your way. Thank you for being here. Carrie Williams, always the consummate professional. I hope she'll pop in and say something, just an amazing leader that never misses anything. Cassandra, welcome and congratulations for having gotten 5 and 500. Akili, you work very, very fast. Thank you for saying yes to LifeVantage. You're an asset. And thank you for getting 5 and 500. So happy you're here. Stephanie, congratulations. Thank you for being here. Dawn and Mia, always here. Thank you all. Pulsing heart. And Isa, adore you. Beautiful, beautiful soul. I tell her every single time she leaves a voice message on my machine, she sounds like an angel, and I mean it. She is a little angel, a beautiful little angel with a beautiful little angel voice that's got fire down below. So Gina, how do you say your last name? Forrest or Forrest? She's going to tell me.
Forrest.
Forrest. Okay. I didn't know if there was something clever because there was me on it.
It used to be Foresta. Italian.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
Oh my
Welcome
goodness.
and congratulations on making the 5 and 500. So first of all, people always want to put the focus on us, and I recognize that they realize that our time is valuable, but we know that your time is valuable, and we want to say thank you for doing for doing things. I've said my whole career that everything looks little, the little things, you make the 5 and 500, it might look little, or you even make, Performance Club 200 and or 100 PV and 2 new people or whatever it is, or you have 2 people around your table looking at the opportunity and it looks little, or you do a Zoom and it looks small. But when you take those small actions over, 6 months, 10 months, a year and a half, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, Stu and I are flabbergasted when we open our back offices and we see what's gone on over this 11-year period. So the journey of a lifetime begins with this single step. So that's all I wanted to say, Stu. I just wanted to really recognize these people for being here, because you're the ones that are here and everybody else isn't. So thank you.
You're on a roll. You're doing great. Keep going.
No, that's all I wanted to say for right this second.
So I'll just piggyback on that and just say that, you know, those simple little steps over time, those simple little successes over time, compounded, equal massive, massive success. So I would just say congratulations to all of you and just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I can only reflect, and I'm not bragging or boasting because I think a lot of you guys that know me know I'm not that way. But the only thing I can reflect on is what I've done and what Carrie's done and other leaders like Marisa and Carrie and Maria and the Pose and so forth and so on, is that they just took the simple steps. When there was an opportunity to go on one of the incentive trips, we didn't ever miss it. When we had an opportunity to be involved in some kind of incentive, whether it was a trip or otherwise, we went for it. That was our goal for that month. And so I would say anytime something's put out there, just make that the goal for that month. And day by day, week by week, month by month, if you keep doing it, the compounded effect is absolutely massive. And I mean, we're not the only ones. There's plenty of people in our group and in the company that can testify to that. So what I really want to talk about real quick is just different personalities, because, you know, Carrie is a huge fireball and a huge persona, right? But I want you to kind of think of, and I don't know how many of you know, like the other 10s, Mark Shinsato, would you call him a fireball? Let's talk about, you know, Niederhauser, Marcel, is he a fireball to you? Think about Skip Campbell. He's probably somewhat of a fireball. But
Blue Elam.
All of them.
So gentle.
Yeah, let's talk about more people. Gabe Pearson, somewhat of a fireball. But again, we're just people like you are. And you're going to find all kinds of different personalities. Some people, maybe very few, like Carrie, that is that, you know, vivacious, that outgoing, that light. But everybody, all these people have been successful. What is the common denominator? You know, it's the activities. It's the simple things. It's doing those simple disciplines every day, contacting somebody, inviting them, follow up. You know, in our industry, the fortune is in the follow-up. And there's a reason that they say that, because the fortune is in the follow-up. No does not mean no, never. When anybody ever used to say no to me, I used to say, okay, great, I appreciate it. Do you mind if I stay in touch with you and just let you know how I'm doing from time to time? And most people that were friendly, well, a lot of people felt like they were probably off the hook, but I never had anybody say no. So that kind of gave me a license, an opportunity to at least contact them. And I wouldn't contact them normally any more than once a month, but we've got so much, you know, materials that you can use. We've got 30 studies. You could use a study a month and you'd be almost 3 years into it by just sending them one of those studies every month, plus all the videos and all the trainings and everything you could do. So Carrie, why don't you jump on that?
No, I'm just thinking that we should let Marisa fire away at questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Marisa, or anybody else.
Well, I love that. And it's really, that is the simple system for success. It's inviting, it's following up, and all the different personalities, taking activity, taking daily action. And so you don't like, so I'm a fireball too, right? I have a lot of passion, but not everybody resonates with my energy either. So, you know, hopefully they do, but not everybody does. And there are those that are just they're mellow, and that's that whole Enneagram thing. So read about that too. So I'm going to start with my sister and Mia and Dawn question. And it says, when you believe in what you have with LifeVantage so strongly, and this is your first network marketing experience, and you've never been a traditional business owner, how do you find those truly influential people that are going to be attracted to you to really make your business grow?
Stu, do you want to take that or do you want me to?
I think we both can. Why don't you go first, and I'll be thinking as you're talking.
I'll be brief. How do you find those influential people? You know what? All I would say, the only thing I would say is write this down, go up on the food chain. I mean, anybody who inspires you, anybody that you are nervous about contacting, the reason they are where they are is because they were willing to take a look in any endeavor. The reason that people are where they are and they have success is because they have an open mind. And I've heard it said a million times, I hope I get it right, but a mind is like a parachute. A parachute.
Oh my gosh, did you say that? This is being recorded.
Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open, right? So people that you feel confident contacting that maybe make less money than you and you are, or have less success. Let's just face it. It's not all about the money, right? But those people that admire you, they're easier to contact, but it's a little scarier to reach out to someone for whom you have a lot of respect and admiration. Reach out and let them know, I respect and admire you, and here's why. And tell them why. Tell them why you're contacting them and say, you know what, I'm not attached to anything you decide, but I am attached to being able to show you something because I admire you, because you would be so much fun to work with, because I would love having you as a business partner. Go up on the food chain, not down.
And Stu, did you want to say anything about that?
I want to talk about Carrie.
No, don't. Yeah. Seriously.
Carrie, besides network marketing, have you ever owned a business?
Well, not really.
No. And what's your background? What did you do in college or just after college?
Bartender, waitress, fitness instructor, graduated of CU Boulder with a degree in advertising. And I had no clue what I did want to do, only what I didn't want to do. No, I do not have a professional background. I've never been a doctor, realtor. You know, I didn't even think I could be a flight attendant. Never thought I was smart enough pretty much to do anything. I'm just being real.
And so Carrie, if I was to pick you up and drop you off in a city that you're unfamiliar with, do you think you could build this business?
Totally. Absolutely.
Why?
Because I'm so passionate about what we have, and I'm passionate about people. And I know that it's not just a numbers game, but you're just following the light. And yes, I could find the people that I'm looking for. And I have so much conviction, and I don't have attachment anymore. It's like you see, you don't see it. It doesn't change who I am. And that's my avocado story. Everybody knows, you know, many people don't like avocados. I love them. And one time this lady was offering avocados on the side of the field at the soccer field. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, everyone's saying no to this brown paper bag. What's in it? Looked in the bag and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love avocados. Those are fresh. Those are off your tree. May I take a lot? And I'm walking away, SW, 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 SW. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting, and you guys we can build this in a paper bag with other people. You can do it. Okay, so let me just capsulize, you know, how I feel and what Carrie is saying. And that is, over time, by doing this business, by doing anything, you know, like Gladwell says, you become an expert over time, 10,000 hours. Well, we've got a lot more than 10,000 hours in. And so we have incredible confidence in our ability. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'll tell you a story real quick. When I was involved in this other company, and I wanted to meet the president at the time, and I wanted to go with Carrie and Gordon at the time. I went out to the backyard. My wife was sitting in the backyard and she was reading a book. And I said, hey, honey, I'm going to go meet Carrie and this guy that's president of the company. And she started getting very emotional. She started crying. She hates me telling this story. Yeah. And I said, why are you crying? And she says, because what are people going to think of you? And guess what my response was? I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. The people that know me, know my heart, know who I am, they aren't going to bash me. They aren't going to reject me. You know, they aren't going to put me down. The people that don't know me that well or don't care about me, they're going to put me down, but they're not putting my kids through college. They're not paying my mortgage. They're not paying my food bill. They're not paying my car insurance. They're not paying anything. People really, it's very, very interesting, the confidence that you build in yourself and the Teflon coating that you get just by doing the business. So, like Carrie said, if we were to be put in any city anywhere, we could build it
we could build it. I mean, it's nothing but contacting people, finding out what the opening is. If there is an opening, what do you like about your life? What don't you like about your life? What you like about your job? What you don't like about your job? Are you happy with what you're doing? If you had a magic wand and you could change anything, what would that be? You find an opening and you say, if I had something you may be interested in, would you be open to looking at it? If I had something that would fit that, whatever it is, would you be open to looking at it? That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And all you can do is show it. And, you know, they say, show the clip and zip the lip. Just show the clip with as least amount said as possible and let them and follow up and let them make a decision. You know, would you like best? You know, I like a positive twist to it. But that's all we really did to build the business. Carrie was a lot more involved with her relationships and the people than I really was. I think it's a guy and a gal, you know, difference where I was more to the point. You know, I'd call people up and I'd just say, hey, this is Stu. I don't know if you remember me or not, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, you got 10 minutes. Are you open to looking at something? What is it? Well, you know, it's a breakthrough in technology. And that's what I did over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just a matter of showing it. And the people that are interested are going to see something, and the people that aren't. So that would be the answer to that question, I think, right? So you always look up. Like, Mia, now I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm just going to say, have you contacted the marketing guy for the Philharmonic Orchestra, whatever you're involved in? How about the conductor? Have you talked to the conductor? Have you said, are you open? You know, do you love what you're doing? I mean, there's people all around us that you can contact, right? That know more people than we know. You have, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Why?
I've talked to the associate concertmaster of the Boston Symphony about the business.
Yeah, and what happened, Don?
He looked at it and he came back and said it wasn't quite for him, but it was right at the beginning of COVID. Orchestras were dead. And I actually told him, I don't want you to need this because we need each person in their place. But this is something that you could turn to if there's a need. And he looked at it. So
did you follow up with him?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, good. Keep doing it. Yep. You know, try to get him on the product if you can. But I mean, that's the key, is that you've just got to get out of your comfort zone and not really care about what people think of you. I mean, you're just the messenger. You're not the message, right? Carrie, you want to add to that or move on to the next one?
Next question, I think.
Okay, let me go to you guys. This is awesome. I love this coffee talk. It's really good. So Akili says, there's a couple questions here. If you all were starting the business today with no money, what advice would you give to get where you are today?
Do you want to start with that, Stu?
Yeah, up to you. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, no, go ahead. I saw you open your mouth. Go ahead.
You know what? I don't know. It just something popped into my mind. We have a Pro 7 in our business who shall remain nameless. And I remember one time I contacted her. I'm like, girl, I won't say her name, but I'm like, what are you doing? I see you signing up people one after the other, after the other, after the other. And at the time, our starter kit was $39. And she was signing everybody up for $39, $39, $39. And I remember saying, why are you doing that? And she was super, super broke. And she said, because Carrie, people in Hawaii cannot afford, at the time, I think the pack was $700 or maybe a little more. And I said, what do you mean they can't afford it? And she said, they cannot afford that money. And she was just duplicating that 39, 39, 39, 39. And I said to her, listen, 39 is duplicating, 39 is duplicating 39. There's no product moving through the business. Nobody's going to get paid, and you're duplicating bad behavior. And I said, I don't care where anybody finds the money for that pack. We saw a guy dig a tree out of his front yard and sell it. Remember that, Stu, at the very beginning of the business, to get involved. Sold a big giant tree out of his front yard because he was super motivated. I've seen people have garage sales outside and get that money, which is so much more powerful than borrowing it from their parents, right? But anyway, the second this gal changed her mind, I mean, I remember I said to her, listen, I'm just telling you with a surety that a few days ago, I signed up a woman And I told her how much the pack was. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's like 3 microdermabrasions. True story. This is like 3 microdermabrasions. Sign me up. And I said, it's not that you have to agree with whether that's a lot or not, but don't push your perception on other people. If you're broke, you feel that everybody else is broke. You have to think differently. You will never solve the problem of poverty from the mindset of poverty. You have to change your state and get into a different mindset. And I'm telling you, the next day, the girl was signing people up with the full pack, and she had a successful business in Hawaii. I remember Dr. Mark Gordon in the very beginning. I called him up. I said, dude, I've just seen 4 packs go in, 4 orders go in, 4 new people go in at the $50. And I said, if you look, you're a doctor. When I need you're a cardiologist, when I need my heart fixed, I'm coming to you, but I'm a professional network marketer. And I'm telling you, you're duplicating garbage. You've got to start. And he said, don't say too much. The people are sitting right here. I go, put me on speaker. I want him to hear this. And I said, listen, I'm coming up there and I'm going to give you 50 lashes with a wet noodle. No more of this. So starting broke, you've got to find the money and then you've got to tell people, I found the money because I know what I have. Don't determine what's possible by where I am. Look at the income claim statement and decide what's possible. Because if it's been done by one, it can be done by another. In fact, it can be doubled by another. So I hope that's helpful.
Perfect.
That's awesome. So just to kind of elaborate, pull back the curtain a little bit, or the onion, I guess, is that our first starter kit didn't have any products in it. So there were no products in that $39 kit. And then, so that was a $39 kit that Carrie was talking about. Then the $50 kit, still at the beginning, they didn't have any product in it. So people weren't even getting on the product. What Carrie and I felt were the most exciting components of this opportunity were really probably 3 or 4 things. Being in the industry for over 30 years and Carrie for probably 25 years, these are the things that we were looking for. An opportunity where the little guy could win, a $50 product, actually it was $40 at the time, patents, which gave you exclusivity, all right, a botanical, an all-natural product. Those are such huge, huge things in our industry. This product could easily be packaged and be sold for $100 a bottle. It's not. It's a reasonable price for such an incredible product. So those are the things that really, really got us excited, is because we found that other people could win. So Carrie and I were both involved in a binary. Carrie was much more successful in the company that I joined her in than I was. Carrie she kept calling me every week saying, I made $4,000 this week, Stu, give me a call. I made $7,000 this week, Stu, give me a call. I made $17,000 this week, Stu, and that's what kind of did it. I finally called her and said, what are you doing? What do you have? And that was a company called Monavie. Now, in my past life, I was involved in a company where I was making about $50,000 a month, but Carrie was making $1 million a year on a product that she was really, really super excited about. So again, the keys are, well, the binary, a lot of people lost. They tell you all you got to do is sign up 2 people. I mean, I don't want to get into a whole different marketing plan, but we've got it so wired in here where anybody can really make it if they just do the basics day in and day out. So I've been with probably about 10 different companies, and I've never seen a company like this. So I'll just kind of go back on what Carrie said. I know you've probably heard this a million times, but it is so true. People are going to duplicate what you do. If you come in with 0 money, guess what you're going to duplicate? 0 money. And we've seen people, and it's very, very hard to make it in any business with 0 money. So it's up to them to figure out how they're going to get started. If I had to, I'd hate to, but I would if I had to. If I had a real firecracker, I might get them started on the product. The problem is that what if they don't have the kind of experience that you're expecting or you would want them to have in a reasonable period of time, 30, 60, 90 days, because not everybody has an incredible breakthrough. I mean, if people are operating at full capacity and they feel good and they don't have any aches, pains, or problems, they may not feel anything. You know, I used to always ask people, you know, in the first week, you may start dreaming vivid dreams again. You might wake up without the brain fog. You might jump out of your bed. You might have a lot more energy. I'd try to plant seeds in people so we would see something come out of it. But again, I've passed up a lot of people that said, I don't have the money, because I think money is just an excuse. You know, if you had to, if somebody was holding a shotgun to your kid's head, you'd go out and find $1,000. You know, let's face it, it just depends on the value that you perceive and the outcome that you can perceive. That's what I would say.
Okay, thank you. And Keely, I'm going to hold off on your second question till the end, because I think it's a really good last question. Anna and Lauren's question is, and they weren't sure exactly how to word this, but how do you keep people excited and engaged after they join the business? I think that's wording it really darn good, Anna. They'll be excited for a week or two. They'll go to the meetings and quickly they disappear and they go into, I'll say, the witness protection program. Trying now to keep their minds engaged, even people that I think are runners tend to disappear.
Okay, you're muted, so I'm going to take off real quick and just say a couple things, and I'm going to turn over to you, Carrie.
Okay.
You ever see the clown? You ever see the clown in the circus and they're spinning the tops, you know, spinning the plates? You can only spin so many plates, then they start falling. Or how about if you have somebody on your right side that you enrolled and you have somebody on your left side, so this guy's deflated and you turn to your left side and blow up the balloon, get them all excited again. And you turn around the right side and they're kind of deflated. So you blow them up and you turn around and this guy's deflated again. You know, you can only blow up so many balloons. You're looking for people that see this. You're looking for the Marisas, the Carries, the Marias, the Mias, the Carries, the, you know, Carrie Williams, the Stu Brodies, the people that see it, see the opportunity because of the product, and they want more and they want to help other people. You know, nobody has to talk to me to get me excited. But I think showing up at events, getting on webinars, it does help to elevate somebody's excitement. But let me tell you, I used to always prepare my group and say, you know, here we are at the convention, here we are at EA, here we are at this Super Saturday, and you're all pumped up and you're all excited. When you go home, we aren't going to be there. You're going to be all by yourself back in the same environment that you came from, where you weren't happy, you weren't pumped up, you weren't excited. So take this feeling, these things that you got, these tools, these ideas back home with you, and remember and get right to work.
You know, I agree with everything Stu just said. And I think that it's massive to involve your people as much as possible. It is so important to get them involved from the very, very beginning. First of all, they need to understand that the conscious competence ladder. There are 4 stages. You're first, when you get involved in anything, or when you start building a skill, playing the piano, playing golf, playing tennis, anything that you have to learn, any instrument, yoga, anything you touch, you're probably going to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. So it's really important to understand that when you start, you are an unconscious incompetent. You don't even know you don't know until you sit down and try to play that piano or try to play that first scale, right? Then all of a sudden you have become a conscious incompetent. You go, oh my gosh, I'm no good at this and I know it. I've got to quit. It's really important when someone gets involved to let them know you may feel that very rapidly. When you get your first set of questions, 90% of the questions you're ever going to get are going to come in the first 90 days. But boy, if you get those questions on day 2, 3, 5, 7, it can knock you down fast. So that's why you need to be so involved with your new person. Then they go to the conscious competence part, where they literally know that they know, but they still have to think about it. Stu and I are at the unconscious competent. We do what we do every day. We don't even think about it. If, you know, I'm looking at Carrie Williams and her horse up there. If I jumped on a horse and tried to show a horse, I could ride a horse. But if I had to show one and someone showed me how to show, I would get it real quickly how much I don't know about showing horses. And I'd say, wow, watching Carrie Williams, I need to quit. So it's really important to let your team know you're going to start and you're going to get freaked out. Someone's going to tell you no, and you're going to decide you're never going to be good at this, but that's not true. Involve your people, have them tell their product story right away. Have them tell a business story right away. Have them learn about how to tell their story right away. Let them know that they are connecting with the person sitting in front of them, building a bridge, and help them figure out what their stuff is to build that bridge. Involve me. They're not just watching you, they're being involved. You've got to bring them into the fold. And Anna, I didn't say hi to you in the beginning, but hello.
So with that said, involve. So when you have an in-home or even a webinar, you know, call on people. Hey, Mia, why don't you tell us what your background is and why you decided to get started in LifeVantage? What turned you on? What got you excited? That's how you get them involved. They start talking because people are really nervous about talking in front of people. I mean, I remember when we first got started, geez, I mean, and I've done presentations like crazy, but you feel a little uncomfortable because even though I understood network marketing, I didn't really understand all the nuances of what we had. And it took a little time to get there. But again, stories. What do we talk about? Stories sell, and
facts tell, stories sell.
Man, I'm telling you.
Stewie, I found something.
Yeah.
Tell me and I forget. Write this down. Tell me and I forget. If you are not getting a lot of people to duplicate, you might be talking too much. Mm-hmm. Anna, you might be talking too much. You and me, right? I'm sorry. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learned.
Yeah.
Even if you know, the other day, Anna, I got off the phone when we did that talk to that guy, and I felt like I talked too much. You guys talk too much. That dude wanted to talk. The chicks talk a lot. And I felt like we should have listened to him more because he had a lot to say. And I was embarrassed. And you know what? I still get embarrassed to this day. And this last thing, sorry, Stu, I just had to take this because okay. You made me remember. Eric Worre got up there and talked about the plate spinning one time. And then he had us write, he wrote these words on a whiteboard. I will help you build your business. What do you see here? Read it to me. I will help you build your business. He goes, well, I see two sentences. I will help, period, you build your business. Involve people and they learn. So.
Wow. Love that.
Well,
and that one on tell me about forgetting, teach me and I may, if you want to type that in there, that would be a huge takeaway in the chat.
Ask questions. You know, when you're on the phone with people and you're doing three-way calls and stuff, ask the people a lot of questions because people do like to talk and they like to talk about themselves, you know, and the reason, I mean, I get off the phone as well as Carrie and I felt like, man, I talked too much or I said too much. It's because we're passionate about what we have. And it's hard to control yourself when you're excited. And so that's something you just got to kind of check, you know, yourself on. But again, that shows through to somebody that's on the phone. They get it. They can feel the passion and the excitement and the commitment.
Fantastic. Thank you. Gina Forrest's question is, top 3 rules, tools that you've used for success. I think we've gotten a lot of that. So let me go to the second one. How do you stay out of your own way of success? How to get the last of that tiny flick of doubt to go away?
Action, doing it. You know, I remember somebody got on stage in one of the companies I was with, and I can't even remember, but I was kind of cracking up. He was saying, just do it. Just keep doing it. Just do it, and keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And when you're sick of doing it more, do it more, do it more, do it. Just keep doing it, keep doing it. That's the business, is showing I mean, we've got a simple process here of showing the ABC and following up and checking for a pulse, you know, finding out if they're interested or not. And I mean, a lot of other companies, you've got to do a lot more than that. And again, we've got a stellar product with so much collateral, you know, material. It's just overwhelming. We almost have too much. It was almost better, I feel, when we didn't have as much, because people say, well, what do I send? What do I do? Anything, pick anything. If they mention something, some disease or some problem with a family member or something, pick that study and send it to them, you know, keep your ears up and take notes. But again, It's just doing the activity over and over and over again. The 10,000 hour deal, you know, eventually, I mean, Marisa, you don't have to tell Marisa anything. I mean, she knows what to do. You know, she doesn't need to be motivated. She knows what's on the line. She knows what's possible. She sees what's happening in her group with people and the success that they're enjoying. And I mean, that empowers you. There is no lack of belief. None. Zero.
Hey,
100%.
Stu, I have an old-fashioned phone.
Oh my gosh.
Cord.
Wow.
What is that?
First of all, I don't have any 5G from that or any radiation. Oh my gosh, my phone's talking to me. I don't know why. Anyway.
You have to put money in that thing? Like 10 cents or 20 cents?
Exactly. No, but I'm hardwired into the wall, and my computer's hardwired as well. But I'm telling you, when I built my business, big time, this was 11 years ago, I had one of these and I never put it down between. I was taught, you never, ever put it down. You dialing for dollars. You dial, you talk, you dial, you talk. Carrie Williams, she's here, literally walks around the island. I don't care what house she's in. I don't care if it's my house or her house or another house. She walks around the island. She never puts the phone down, That's how you stave off the fear. And I'm going to tell you, I had a ton of doubt. And I'll tell you how I did it. I had a house that when I was building Life Vantage, it walked up and I could see outside every single night. And I'm always looking for the moon. I'm always looking for the solar system, but it doesn't mean I can see it every day. And you know, you look outside and some days it's cloudy, but then you get on an airplane and you fly above the clouds and the sun is always shining. Just because I couldn't see the moon did not mean it wasn't there. Just because I can't see the sun from the ground doesn't mean that it doesn't exist above the clouds. And I knew that just because I can't see Pro-10 and just because I can't see the success that awaits me, I'm going to believe it's there right now. And the days that I really needed to see the moon, the days that I really needed that reinforcement that you got this, it was there. And when it wasn't there, I said, because you don't need it today. You're not really, really struggling today. But I looked for that moon and it was a symbol. I looked for the sun and it's a symbol. You have to find something that inspires you and it could be just your why. I wanted $2,200 to put my kid in private school. Like I wanted to breathe. And so I worked for that $2,200 month one, August 2020, what was it, Stu?
2010.
2010, holy cow. It was actually July 2010. I did it we signed up on the 19th, did it in the last 10 days. And then I had to make $2,200 again the next month. That was man, we didn't go backwards. We went forward from that. And we signed up a bunch of packs because I needed my kid to go to private school. I felt like he was going to get demolished in regular school. So, you know, fake it till you make it. And action is the only antidote to fear.
And I'll tell you, Carrie and I were just talking yesterday or the day before, those were probably the most exciting times I've ever experienced in Life Vantage. We were in momentum immediately. I think my first check was like $4,000, my first 30 days. We were just on fire. And I mean, we were so pumped up and excited and the testimonials were flying and people were having incredible success. So your first 5, 6, 7 months a year can be the most exciting if you just, really take action and come out of the starting blocks. Not everybody can do that. So then you pace yourself and do something every day. I say 2 a day, every day, 2 a day, every day. Compounding effect is enormous.
Yeah. And that's a good book. Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, is also a really wonderful visual. So another question, Stephanie Corder has a question about, with all the trainings going on, we have, Monday, a lot of calls, and Monday night on it, she's on Carrie Williams' team meeting. She finds that they don't pipe up into the larger community for those calls, but adding another training she feels seems overkill. My folks are all over the world, so they do a lot of Zoom. So if they do, her question is basically, if we do another training or connection to create this congruent team, how often would you?
Go ahead.
Carrie, I mean, I think we did a training every single Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know.
At the beginning, we'd bring in new people. We'd have a training that Saturday, a group training.
I used to do trainings at my house every Saturday for for years.
Well,
is that the question? Like, how much is
well,
enough?
I think what it is that, you know, there are our upline, there's a lot of trainings. And when we started, we just had a few, right? Now with Telegram, now with social media, which we didn't have, now with so much, you know, team pages. I was a Pro 7 before I even created my own Facebook group team page, because I felt there was enough out there, right? So I think she's just maybe struggling with and Stephanie, feel free to pipe in, but I think she's struggling with the fact that, you know, trying to get her team on the bigger calls. And
no, I don't have a problem getting them into it. So the team is coming to Monday. They're listening to the Monday motivation, and they come to Saturday, and then they come to,
we don't have Saturday anymore.
Well, we had, I'm sorry.
Right.
And then we have a meeting that we do with Dr. Brett Brimhall. My team is not there. They know each other and they're connected in our group chats, but they're not piping up questions in that community in Dr. Brimhall's, or, you know, having more congruency. So at what point did you start with another training? Because I don't want to have them doing training. I want them in action. So at what point, you said that you began, was it immediately, or is that immediately that you would begin the smaller community trainings where I'm training my people as well? And thank you for asking the question.
I don't know that it would need to be training. Maybe you get together for a power hour and start making calls on a power hour. I mean, you guys could be on a Zoom and then literally mute everybody and say, meet me back here in 10 minutes. And it gets people in action. What happened? What'd you say? What'd they say? How many people did you text? How many people did you contact? How many people did you put in the app? And I don't think it's good enough just to put people in the app. I'm not about that. I'm about put people in the app and go through the process. So, you know, but yes, you know, as soon as someone's a Pro 3, they can, heck, Pro 2, you can stand up and lead. And you know what? I'm telling you, my stand up and lead story is crazy. I mean, I could not find a mentor to save my life. And, you know, I've never really had, you know, Stu and I really worked independently. At New Skin, I was on the way in when he was definitely having doubts and moving on the way out. And, you know, Montabe, I was at the height of my career, or not the height, but I had hit a good stride. And Stu came into the business. He was massively successful in New Skin, and I was brand new without a circle of influence. We came into LifeVantage and we were running side by side. And I don't know that, Stu, how many mentors you've had that you can touch. You may have had Mark Barrett that you could touch. I can tell you with a surety, my mentors came from books. I didn't have anybody. In every single, and Stewie and I, like I said, Stu's been my mentor, I've been his mentor, we've run side by side. But you know what, you got to stand up and lead at some point. And I've been saying all along, and, you know, Sharice, kind of my friend, you know, fake it till you make it. It worked for me, you know, and I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what would you do if you did know what to do? And I had people in my home, and, you know, some people are doing the home things, some people are not, but I had people over, and my first hour was, come on in. Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you excited about whatever I was doing at the time? Because first time it was Southern Living at Home. Why are you excited? And that's how people learned about others. We do 3 things. We expose people to ABC primetime, we promote from event to event, and we build community. And so that exposure, you know, this building community came at the beginning. And then I thought, well, I'm going to create training for an hour. How do you create training? You just tell people what you're doing because you're having success. Told people what I was doing. And then I had everybody building community again at the end. So whatever that looks like, in today's world, it may look like a power hour. It may look like get together, work on your stories together. It may be building a dream board. I don't know what it's going to be, but I would put people into action for sure, because we can sit around and build dream boards and clean our offices and, you know, blah, 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 tell our stories, build our story. But the truth of the matter is the way you hone your story is by getting out there and telling it over and over and over again, to the point where you're sick of it. So you take the most juicy, important parts and use that to build the bridge with the person sitting in front of you. And I can take any Pro 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10, they can tell their stories beautifully. Usually a Pro 1, 2, 3, unless they've been around another profession, they're just working it out. And that's okay. Got to be bad before you're good, and good before you're great.
Perfect. Thank you. You want to add anything to that, or do you want me to go to the next question, Stu?
Well, you know, I have had 1 or 2 mentors for very short periods of time. Like Carrie mentioned, Mark Barrett and New Skin, which was my first deep dive into network marketing. And I was fortunate because he was a business guy, and because I was a business guy, I resonated with him, and he challenged me and took me by the hand and taught me. And I can understand when you're brand new that it's somewhat intimidating to put your foot in the water, let alone get in up to your neck. You know, take baby steps. And I dove in. But I think the point is, like Carrie said, Carrie and I mean, we've been in the business a long time. And I mean, we communicate with each other a lot. And I mean, here's a great example. I mean, I've got tons and tons and tons of books. I don't even know if I've read them all, but I think I've read most of them. But here's one that Carrie and I talked about and that we were really excited about. It's backwards, isn't it? Dare to Dream and Work to Win by a guy by the name of Tom Barrett. And it was a CD. And I mean, one thing I learned from that was very interesting is the real power of duplication. And that is that Tom talks about going out and bringing in like your best friend in month one. And what you do is you just make an agreement with your best friend that you're going to go out and just get one person, one business person. And I don't want to backslide, but I want to remember to tell you what Carrie and I did and what our secret to success, if it is a secret, we did. So you both make a pact that you're each going to get a new person the following month. So in month one, it's just you and your best friend. In month two, there's your best friend and their person. There's two, and you and your best, another person. So now there's four. Okay. And then everybody goes out and gets just one. Then there's 8, 16, and then you just start duplicating 32, 64. Everybody just gets one, 128, 256. By the end of the year, believe it or not, you have 4,096 people in 12 months. If everybody just gets one, and there's going to be people that quit along the way. If everybody was doing $200 a month, you'd have right around $900,000 in volume. You'd be almost at 10. So you'd be a high paid 9 because a 9 gets to, 500,000 and a 10 is $1 million. So you're going to be a very, very high paid 9. And if you just took 5%, forgot everything else about the marketing plan, just an average of 5% on the residual side, you're making about $50,000 a month, bringing in one person a month and duplicating that. So I learned that from Tom, Barrett. And I mean, there's so much value out there and you just have to apply it and understand it. But once you really understand the economics of what we had, the leverage, you go crazy. So Carrie and I, we decided at the very beginning, we're going to go out and get at least 1 or 2, 3 business builders a month and at least 5 to 10 customers within the first 30 days and duplicate that month after month after month after month. And that's what our goal was. And so wasn't it, Carrie? Was it 5 business builders and 10 customers? I can't remember.
Well, I remember it was 5 business, 10 customers, 3 levels deep. That's what Mark Sato told me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Five distributors. 5 distributors and 10
5 distributors, 10 customers, 3 levels deep.
Yeah. And now is everybody going to do that? No, but that example of having 4,000 people in your group, what if 50% drop out? You're still making over $20,000 a month. What if another 50%, it's still, you're making $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. If another 50% drop out, you're still making $60,000 a year, $5,000 a month. What can you do in the next year, 2 or 3 or 4, where you can make an extra $5,000 a month? I mean, is it worth it? Oh my God.
Yes.
And in looking at those CDs, what I learned from Dare to Dream, Work to Win and Tom Barrett is that every day you take out, every single day when you go to work, you take out your binoculars and you look at your dream. What is it that you want? What is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like? Are you going to be, at home with your kids, taking them to the beach? Is it going to be a hot day, a cold day? Are you going to have an umbrella? Are you going to have food? What toys are you going to have for the kids? So you got to feel it in your bones. And then you take out your magnifying glass and look at, what do I have to do right now to get there? So you're looking at your dream, and then the magnifying glass is, what action do I take today to get there?
I mean, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. How about Dale Carnegie, how to influence friends? I mean, it's just, man, that stuff over and over again. You just got to program your head into believing, and you can achieve it. Whatever you can believe you can achieve. If your dream's big enough, you can make it happen. And obviously we have.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Two more questions. One is from Isa, and then Achilles, I want to end with hers. But Isa says, you know, how have you seen the perception of network marketing change over time? And the last question, and these are separate, but how to always win with getting a customer. That, you know, that they're not a booby prize. So first, let's ask, how have you seen the perception of network marketing change over time?
I'll just say one thing. I remember Sharice Matthews said, you know what, there's going to be a day where it's not, have you heard of network marketing, or are you, would you like to know about network marketing? It's going to be, which one are you in? And I would say that we've moved so much more towards that. I mean, I'm not kidding. I just ordered products. I'm very honest. I use tons of products from network marketing companies because they're the best products out there. And I trust my friends way more than I trust going to Mother's Market and pulling something off the shelf. So I recently got a sublingual vitamin B12 product, and I'll cover up the name of the company because it's just something I use. But I order products from a ton of network marketing companies because I
need to know what that B12 is.
It's amazing. Yeah, it came from Nancy Bryan. And I've shared it with 3 people. I only send, and Nancy doesn't do this, but she formulated for them. So it's like, which one are you a part of? Which network marketing products do you use? And which one do you build? And LifeVantage is the one I build because there's never been a little yellow pill. 5 plant ingredients, one place, one time, make each ingredient 18 times more effective. God's Pharmacy, what comes off the trees or out of the ground. There's nothing like nerve tube activation. So that's how it's changed for me. I mean, it's so much more acceptable. And I kind of look at people like, why wouldn't you want to do this?
Yeah, I take a whole bunch of supplements, and but I'd never work another company. I mean, I'm here for life. I mean, this is it. But there's certain products that our company doesn't have, and I want to take them. I mean, I'm going to be 72 in a couple weeks here, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month, maybe longer. But and I feel great. I mean, I go to the gym 3 days a week. I play golf here and there, and I mean, it's been amazing. So you only have one body and one life, and I want to live the best life I can and the healthiest life I can. I just remember my mom always saying, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And that is for sure.
Yes.
Don't we know people like that don't have their health and how miserable they are? I mean, it's sad.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
When you feel, and so always winning with getting a customer, just, you want to say anything about that?
I don't know what
I don't know what you mean.
Isa was just saying how to always win with getting a customer. Just, I think there's a perception out there maybe that, they just became a customer. And
well, so what? Like that?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Is that right?
90% of our company is made up of customers. So Carrie and I have probably around 250,000 customers in our organization. I haven't checked for a while, but I think that 300. Yeah.
You probably have 300. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I haven't checked. But the bottom line is take 300,000 and multiply it times $50.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's big volume. Customers mean something. Besides that, they offset your own subscription and your auto ship. Not that I'd want to not take, Axio and probiotic and prebiotic. And I mean, I take a lot of our products, our anti-aging cream. I've got it right here, and I'm not doing that just to show off, but I mean, I use our products, I have the inflammation, the rub. I mean, I have stuff right at my fingertips. So I take all our products, or as many as I can. I don't have much hair to shampoo, but wow.
Guess what?
Customers make a difference. So if you're starting out and you want a $200 subscription, and let's say you have 3 business centers, that's $600 a month, and you have 10 or 15 customers that are generating $500 or $600 or $700 or $1,000 a month, all you really have to do, you might want to buy more product, but all you really have to do is buy 1 bottle of Protandim for each business center, and you're active at the maximum commissions that you can receive. I'm not saying to do that because that's the minimum. That's, minimum thinking, but that's how we got started. And that's what we taught people, offset your auto ship, because we only had 2 products. We had anti-aging cream and Protandim, and you had to do $200 a month. And if you had 3 business centers, it was $600 a month. Did I go too much? Carrie? Am I okay?
Oh, that's great.
You're good.
And Carrie Williams chimed in on the chat saying, but you also want leverage, and that's how you get a bigger customer base.
Yes. And that's what I said, 300,000 customers times $50. You know, just kind of run those numbers and see what you
No,
come up
I was
with.
just saying that because Issa said I want to build a customer base, and I'm like,
God, are you gorgeous? Look at you.
Do both.
I love you, Carrie Williams. Look at
we
you.
love you guys.
Smile. I miss you. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to hug you, Carrie. Oh. You are awesome. I love you.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Last question. And then if Carrie Williams wants to add anything to it, because I know student Carrie, we're right at an hour. So thank you so much. Achilles' question is said, who would be your ideal mentor today and why?
I have an ideal
mentor would be today. Carrie Williams or Carrie Dickie.
I have an ideal mentor today. She's mind-blowing. It's Brene Brown. Oh my gosh, The Gifts of Imperfection. I'm reading that book. I read it every single night in the middle of the night. Sometimes I have fear and anxiety, just the world situation and everything that's going on, and just sometimes anxiety that I just produce in my brain. And I'm telling you, this book is blowing my mind. I never stop reading. I never stop learning. And my mentors are not necessarily network marketing. I love Marianne Williamson, always talked about her. Our big, deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap. I love that guy. I love that book. I love the concept of going from a small fish, a small fish in a big fish in a small pond to the big pond, the big fish, and figuring out how to make that big leap from Pro 2 to Pro 4 or 4 to 6 or 6 to 10 or 11 to 12. I mean, that's the big leap I want to make. I love Lisa Nichols. Oh my gosh, she was at our last Elite Academy 2 events ago, not convention, but the one I could not believe her story of not even having money to buy diapers for her son. And she said, I will never, ever, ever be this broke again. And this woman is powerful beyond measure. So
if you guys haven't done that, you should go to YouTube and look up Lisa Nichols. I mean, you will be so empowered. I mean, she is just absolutely stunning and amazing. I've had a lot of mentors over the years. And that's the reason I like to read, and I like to listen to CDs, and I like to listen to audios. I get something from everybody. I mean, I want you to kind of picture a buffet, all right? A great big buffet table. Take what resonates with you and that you want to use and throw away the rest. I mean, I listen to a lot of things over and over again, but somebody said, who's the social media guy that was he on Elite Academy or convention last year? The guy, Clean Hopper or something like that. What's his name?
Kokenzie?
No.
Oh.
Another guy. The guy that talks like
the guy with Eric Worre, Marisa.
The guy with the South African accent.
Yeah, Fraser Brooks.
Fraser Brooks. Somebody said the other day on one of our calls that he got something out of Fraser Brooks, or she, that was just absolutely amazing and just set their business on fire. Well, that's all you're looking for, is just one great idea that you can apply that really resonates with you, that you get excited about. But you got to kind of sift and sort and look. And not everything's going to necessarily resonate with you. It doesn't mean that it's bad, but if it doesn't resonate with you, then don't use it. Use something that really gets you cranked up and excited.
Hey, how did I miss Jody Hildebrand? Hello, Jody. I still can't see her, but I don't know how I missed you.
Where is Jody? Where's Jody?
She's there. I welcomed everybody, and I'm like, I didn't see Jody.
She came on late. Did you come on late?
Yeah, I came on late because that job thing kind of gets in the way sometimes.
This woman has an amazing story.
Hey, Jody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll be sure to get the recording out and to your leaders, and they can send it to those that earned the 5 for 500 that were not able to be on today.
I told Stu I was so nervous. I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, I feel like, is there anything left on these old bones? But
Carrie's working on a huge project, and she's got her head totally into that project, as she does whenever she tackles anything. And so
it's for Life Managed, by the way. But Carrie,
can you tell us? I'll stop.
No.
I didn't mean to. No.
Oh, wow. To get you to 12.
No, it's not about me. No. I'm not talking.
No.
I may not even accept.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I just wanted you to know that Carrie is predisposed to another project.
That's awesome.
But look she's still absolutely amazing, right? I told her, I said, Carrie, come on. You're making me nervous.
Well,
I just wanted to say, first of all, congratulations to everybody that made it and everyone that watches the recording, because I know a lot were so bummed they couldn't be on it live. And then listening to you, Carrie and Stu, I just love it. Like, you guys know that you are two of my biggest mentors. And then I learned from you to, to grab a hold of, everything out there in terms of every training, every book, every conference, and learn from so many. But just listening to you, I kept just thinking, the principles haven't changed at all, right? This is exactly how we've built our business. This is exactly what I continue to do. And I always love how you guys have always had the same vision, never strayed. The message has never strayed from one direction. And then, but really that you have always invested in building leaders, because I just think, leadership is where it's at in terms of truly building freedom and that residual income. And so we're just so grateful that you took the time to pour into our 5 for 500 people. And we love you. And I hope you guys all, took notes and really, take what they said to heart and put that into action, because I'm telling you, I listened to every word they said. I truly have. And that's, what Maria and Marisa and I have done and gone out and built this. So we love you guys so much. And we just want this for each of every one of you on the call as well.
Amen. Yay, thank you. Carrie. Love you too.
Best student I've ever known.
Yeah.
This is like a book. I mean,
I thought you had a white horse, Carrie. How come you got a brown horse now?
I know, right?
Oh, Carrie. I'm like, what? Carrie Williams.
Yeah. Not your horse, Carrie.
Dark horse. She got it. Yeah, she's got
so many
great horse, man.
Yep. I think this training could be a book. Right now, I'm like going, okay, I'm going to just go transcribe this whole thing. And it was amazing. Thank you so much. Truly invaluable. Let's show them some love and hearts, everybody.
We love you guys.
Thank you, Marisa, another phenomenal student. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then there's Isa, like everyone, Anna and Lauren, all of you. I mean, just, it's incredible.
Well, that's why they're on this, right? They're doing that too.
That's why they're here. Great duplication. Absolutely.
And don't be afraid to, right? Don't be afraid for the ask. I think that is the biggest challenge for people that are new, is to ask that question. Are you ready to get started?
If you don't ask, it's for sure no, right?
That's it. Boy, I'll tell you, when you started, speaking, Marisa, and you said, don't be afraid. I was thinking, are you ready to get started? Yeah, that's exactly right. That's all you can do.
All you can do. And if you don't ask, your business doesn't grow.
Right.
So ask.
Get your people to global.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Save the chat if you guys want. You can hit save the chat. I'm going to stop recording. It's the 3 dots at the bottom. You can save it and it'll go to your computer.
I never knew that.
Oh, I never knew that.
I never knew that either. Wow.
How cool.
That's and some Eric Worre's training, the most powerful women network marketing, actually gave us an opportunity to save the transcript, but I don't see I have that option. So that would have been amazing.
Where does that save to?
It your goes desktop? To your computer into your downloads.
Oh.
Huh. Okay.
You're on a Zoom, you're on a working Zoom or whatever. Like I was on a women's networking group yesterday, and I just saved the chat. So I have people's names. I have their contact information if they were putting their contact.
That's great. Yeah, good. Good for you.
Brilliant.
All right, let's get after it, guys.
Thank you, Marisa.
Thank you. Thank you all
for having us.
Great job. Take care, you guys. Have a great weekend too. Bye-bye.